Welcome back to All This Math. This is Professor Parker. Make sure you're subscribed to the All This Math YouTube channel. Also, make sure you drop a comment down below, especially if there's something that you don't understand about my explanation. Please put your questions in the comments. Also, like the video. Go ahead, hit the button, like the video. Also, like right after you subscribe, if you wasn't already subscribed. Also, share the video with somebody else. Also, I definitely want to give a shout out to the ancestor Fannie Lou Hamer that you see prominently displayed on this t-shirt. If you're unfamiliar with Fannie Lou Hamer, she's a great example of persistence, perseverance, civil rights activism, human rights activism. Definitely go do your research on Fannie Lou Hamer from out of Mississippi. Worked closely with people such as Kwame Ture, Marimba Ani, and SNCC, Bob Moses. She was also a member of the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, which was short-lived back in 1964. But go do your research. Make sure you know who Fannie Lou Hamer was, right? Know about her legacy, know about the work she was doing, and in the community that she was a part of in Mississippi, trying to improve conditions for Black people and really people in general. All right. Now, what are we doing today in terms of math? We're doing some more HSPT math review. HSPT stands for High School Placement Test, which is a test that eighth graders that attend Catholic schools and parochial schools will take to find out where they fare or what their level of mathematical understanding is as of eighth grade, so that they'll know where they fall when it's time to go to high school as ninth graders. All right, this is an example of one of the types of problems that you might see on that exam. But even if it's not that exam that you're taking or responsible for, you also, this is pre-algebra, right? This is pre-algebra. You need to be competent in how to do these types of problems anyway. All right, so what we got here? We got the absolute value of 7 minus 10. Now, notice what I just said, absolute value. You have to know the language of math. Math is a language, right? Just like Kiswahili, just like Arabic, just like Spanish, just like Mandarin. Math is a language. You have to understand how to speak the language of math. You also have to understand how to read the language of math when it's written. This is an absolute value because these vertical bars, they're not ones. Again, they're not ones. They're not parentheses. They're not brackets. They're not braces. They are absolute value bars. When you see vertical bars that are taller or vertically longer than the numbers that are enclosed within them, these are called absolute value bars. Now, what does the absolute value tell you? The absolute value says this: how far on the number line, and you got to be familiar with number lines. Number lines are your friends. How far on the number line is that number or that value from zero on the number line? This is why absolute value will always be positive. The absolute value of a positive number is a positive number. The absolute value of a negative number is also a positive number, right? Some people get it confused. They think, oh, well, when I got a negative number, all I do is turn it into the positive. So then they get confused and say, well, if I got a positive number, that must mean I should turn it into a negative. No, you don't do that, right? Absolute value will always end up being positive. Another mistake that's commonly made: what you don't do is, in this situation, you don't automatically change this negative 10 to a positive 10 and then do 7 plus 10. No, you don't do that. You simplify the expression that's inside the absolute value brackets first, or the bars. They're not really brackets. I'm going to say it again because it's that important. You simplify the expression that is inside the absolute value bars first. Then you apply the absolute value. Then you do that. So, no, you should not be changing this negative 10 into a positive 10 and then doing 7 plus 10. That's a very common rookie mistake. Don't make that rookie mistake. All right. Even over here, you don't change this minus 9 into a, which can be seen as a negative 9, into a positive 9 and then do 4 plus 9. You don't do that. All right. On this channel, you're going to learn what you should do. You're also going to learn what you shouldn't do, because a lot of people out here tripping. All right. So I'm here to tell you what to look out for, because you might be tempted to make these mistakes. So I'm going to just tell you up front, don't do that. All right. What you should be doing is simplifying 7 minus 10. 7 minus 10. And you got to, again, you got to know how to add and subtract positive and negative numbers. You got to know how to subtract bigger numbers from smaller numbers. You got to know that 7 minus 10 is negative 3. You just got to know that. Ain't no way around it. And you shouldn't need a calculator for that. You shouldn't need to ask Chat GPT for that. You shouldn't need to ask Siri or Alexa. It ain't that deep. Just learn how to add for real. Learn how to subtract for real. That's what you need to learn how to do, right? That's what we need to learn how to do, and stop getting all caught up in, oh, math is so hard. Math is too hard. I need something. I need like a computer to tell me the answer. No, you don't. Use your brain. That's what we need to do. 7 minus 10 is -3. It ain't that deep. You start at 7 on the number line. If you subtract, that means you move to the left. How far do you move? 10 spaces, because that's the 10 right there. That 10 tells you how far to go. The minus sign tells you what direction to move. Minus sign means move left. Plus sign means move to the right. The first number is your starting point. And then you got to practice and do them problems over and over and over and over and over again so you get the hang of it and develop muscle memory, just like with sports or video games. Same concept. 7 minus 10 is -3. That's where you're going to end up at. Then you're going to take the absolute value of -3, which is going to be +3. Why? Because by definition, what is the absolute value? How far that number is away from 0 on the number line. Ask yourself, how far away is -3 from 0 on the number line? 3 spaces, 3 whole spaces. Absolute value will always be positive. All right? Because distance is always positive. If you're driving down the street, that's a positive distance you went. If you're driving backwards, you put the car in reverse and going backwards, you still driving a positive distance. All right. Now, let me go back because I went off on a tangent, but I'm coming back. Let's read the original problem. The absolute value of 7 minus 10 minus the absolute value of 4 minus 9. That's what we're working with here. Now, like I told you, do not change this -10 into a +10. Do not do that. I've seen that so many times in my career. It's wrong. Don't do that. All right. You must simplify the expression first, and then you apply the absolute value. Simplify the expression first, then apply the absolute value. Make Fannie Lou Hamer proud. All right. All right. Don't disappoint her. You know what I mean? So 7 minus 10 is going to be -3. So I'm going to write the absolute value of -3. So we got absolute value -3. Bring your minus sign down. Then I got 4 minus 9. 4 minus 9, you need to know what that is. If you start at 4 on the number line, if you subtract, you move to the left. How far are you going? 9 spaces. Start at 4, move to the left, 9 spaces. Start at 4, move to the left, 9 spaces. If this was a plus sign, you would move to the right. All this is a set of instructions. That's all it is, a set of instructions. Like a recipe in a cookbook. That's all it is. It's telling you what to do. Just follow the instructions. Understand the language of math. Start at 4, move to the left, 9 spaces. You're going to end up at -5. You're going to end up at -5. So then you're going to have the absolute value of -5. Now, the absolute value of -3 is +3 because that's how far -3 is from 0. 3 spaces. Bring the minus sign down. That minus sign is still there. This minus sign don't got nothing to do with these absolute value bars. What's the absolute value of -5? How far is -5 from 0? 5 spaces. 5 spaces. So it's going to be 3 take away 5. What's 3 take away 5? 3 take away 5. Again, you got to know how to subtract. We got to know how to do basic arithmetic. And for real, this is basic arithmetic. 3 minus 5 is not +2. You start at 3, you move left 5 spaces. Start at 3, move left 5 spaces. Subtraction means you move left on the number line. Addition means you move to the right, but that ain't a plus sign, clearly. So 3 minus 5 is -2. That's our final answer. And that's how we do work with absolute value symbols. All right. Make sure you understand that. You need to understand absolute value. All right. This is light work, but you got to know how to do it. Right. No matter how light the work is, if you don't know how to do it, you're going to get it wrong. All right. And again, why are we learning math? So we can be problem solvers. Right. So to all the people that might be watching and saying, why I got to learn this? When I'm going to use this in life? You're going to have problems in life. You're a human being. Human beings have problems. And if we don't know how to solve problems, the problems are just going to get worse. They're going to escalate and grow exponentially. And then pretty soon we're going to be miserable. There's a lot of miserable people out here in the world for one reason, because they don't know how to solve their problems. So they don't want to be one of them people. Math teaches you how to problem solve in any situation. It trains your brain how to think as a problem solver. So this is why you're learning how to do this. So no, you're not going to be in a grocery store and have to calculate the absolute value of something. No, you're not going to be at many jobs where you have to calculate the absolute value, but at many jobs, you are going to have to know how to solve problems, whether they could be work-related problems related to your work responsibilities, or they could be a problem with a coworker, problem with a supervisor. You might have an interpersonal human problem that you need to know how to solve. All right, so just keep those things in mind. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you share this video with somebody. Now, if there's still anything that you didn't understand that I explained, or you have a comment, drop it in the comment section. You know what to do. All right, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.